Are you preparing for the VMware Certified Advanced Professional, VMware Cloud Foundation vSphere Kubernetes Service certification? In this video, I'm excited to introduce you to the most reliable and up-to-date 3V0-24.25 exam learning resources, helping you prepare for the Advanced VMware Cloud Foundation 9.0 vSphere Kubernetes Service exam successfully. The 3V0-24.25 exam is required for the VMware Certified Advanced Professional, VMware Cloud Foundation vSphere Kubernetes Service certification. It validates your ability to deploy, operate, and secure vSphere Kubernetes service environments within VMware Cloud Foundation. This certification demonstrates your mastery of Kubernetes lifecycle management, workload orchestration, and scalable, production-ready operations. ### 3V0-24.25 exam topics. IT architectures, technologies, standards. VMware wants to ensure you understand why you choose a certain architecture before you build it. VMware products and solutions. Tests whether you understand the VMware stack that enables Kubernetes. Plan and design the VMware solution. Pure architect thinking. Install, configure, administer the VMware solution. Heavily favors practical experience. Troubleshoot and optimize the VMware solution. Checks if you can keep the platform running in real life. ### Why choose the latest 3V0-24.25 exam questions? Let me share why these exam questions stand out from the competition. ###1. Authentic and verified content. Every question comes with verified answers that have been carefully reviewed by VMware experts. You're not just memorizing, you're learning the correct concepts. ###2. Regularly updated material. We ensure the 3V0-24.25 exam questions reflect the latest exam objectives and question formats, so you're always studying current content. ###3. Multiple study formats. Whether you prefer studying on your computer, tablet, or phone, the VMware 3V0-24.25 questions are available in convenient formats that fit your lifestyle. ###4. Comprehensive coverage. The exam questions cover the complete syllabus, ensuring no topic is left behind. From basic concepts to advanced scenarios, everything you need is included. Question 1. An administrator is tasked with making an existing vSphere supervisor highly available by adding 2 additional vSphere zones. How should the administrator perform this task? A. You cannot add an existing supervisor to a new vSphere zone. B. Create a new multi-zone deployment and assign an existing vSphere cluster to it. C. Create a new vSphere zone and add the supervisor to the new vSphere zone. D. Select Configure, select vSphere zones, and click Add New vSphere Zone. Correct answer: A. Explanation. vSphere zones must be defined during the initial supervisor deployment. Once a supervisor is deployed as single zone, it cannot be converted to multi-zone. A new supervisor must be deployed if multi-zone availability is required. Question 2. What three components run in a VMware vSphere Kubernetes Service (VKS) cluster? Choose 3. A. Cloud provider implementation. B. Container network implementation. C. Cloud provider interface. D. Container storage interface. E. Cloud storage implementation. F. Container network interface. Correct answers: A, D, F. Explanation. A VKS cluster requires a cloud provider implementation for infrastructure integration, a CSI for persistent storage, and a CNI for pod networking. These components enable core Kubernetes functionality on vSphere. Interfaces alone do not provide runtime capability. Question 3. A VKS administrator must use Day 2 controls to monitor, scale, and optimize Kubernetes clusters across multiple operating systems and workload types. Which 2 actions should the administrator take? Choose 2. A. Configure namespace quotas to limit CPU, memory, and storage usage. B. Disable cluster autoscaler to prevent resource depletion. C. Deploy Prometheus and Grafana for monitoring and visualization. D. Set all VM classes to compute heavy. E. Use the same machine deployment configuration for all workloads. Correct answers: A, C. Explanation. Namespace quotas enforce resource governance across workloads, while Prometheus and Grafana provide metrics and performance visibility. Together, they enable effective monitoring and optimization during Day 2 operations. Disabling autoscaling or over-allocating resources reduces efficiency. Question 4. An administrator edits a VMware vSphere Kubernetes Service (VKS) cluster manifest, but no confirmation appears after saving the file. What action is required to successfully apply the changes? A. Define the kube_editor or editor environment variable. B. Verify the account has permission to edit the manifest. C. Ensure the manifest file has read-write permissions. D. Restart VKS services and retry the edit. Correct answer: A. Explanation. kubectl-edit requires a configured editor to save and apply changes. If no editor is defined, edits may silently fail. Setting the kube_editor or editor variable ensures changes are properly applied. Question 5. Which VMware feature integrates vSphere storage policies with Kubernetes to provision persistent volumes backed by virtual disks? A. Cloud storage provider. B. vSphere Cloud Native Storage (CNS). C. Container Storage Interface (CSI). D. Cloud Storage Implementation. Correct answer: B. Explanation. vSphere Cloud Native Storage (CNS) enables policy-based storage provisioning and visibility for Kubernetes volumes in vCenter. It bridges Kubernetes persistent volumes with vSphere storage infrastructure. CSI is the interface used by CNS, not the feature itself. Question 6. An administrator is deploying a vSphere supervisor with NSX. What determines the load balancer deployment size? The edge node form factor. B. The edge cluster form factor. C. The number of Kubernetes pods deployed. D. The number of vSphere Kubernetes clusters deployed. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Load balancer capacity is determined by the NSX edge node size, which defines CPU, memory, and throughput. Pod count and cluster count do not directly influence load balancer sizing. Proper edge sizing ensures performance and scalability. Question 7. Which open-source project provides automated lifecycle management for VMware vSphere Kubernetes Service (VKS) clusters? A. Cluster API. B. Contour. C. KubeM. D. Grafana. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Cluster API enables declarative creation, scaling, and upgrading of Kubernetes clusters. VMware VKS uses Cluster API for automated lifecycle management. Other options focus on networking, bootstrap, or monitoring. Question 8. What is the function of Contour in a VMware vSphere Kubernetes Service (VKS) cluster? A. Providing an ingress controller to expose services externally. B. Monitoring infrastructure health and performance. C. Managing cluster node lifecycle and patching. D. Providing persistent storage for applications. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Contour acts as a Kubernetes ingress controller using Envoy to manage north-south traffic. It exposes services to external users through HTTP and HTTPS. It does not provide monitoring, storage, or lifecycle management. Question 9. After upgrading a vSphere supervisor, the vSphere Kubernetes service remains in a configuring state. What should the administrator do to complete the upgrade? A. Restart the supervisor service. B. Ensure the vSphere Kubernetes service version is supported. C. Verify administrator authentication to the supervisor. D. Verify app platform operator authentication to vCenter. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Supervisor upgrades require compatible versions of core services, including VKS. An unsupported VKS version will prevent the upgrade from completing. Verifying version compatibility resolves the issue. Question 10. What three resource limits can be defined on a vSphere namespace? Choose 3. A. Containers. B. Services. C. Memory. D. CPU. E. Storage. Correct answers: C, D, E. Explanation. vSphere namespaces allow administrators to define limits for CPU, memory, and storage consumption. These limits control infrastructure resource usage for workloads. Kubernetes object counts such as containers and services are not limited at the namespace level. Ready to start your journey? If you're serious about passing the 3V0-24.25 exam on your first attempt, investing in quality preparation materials is essential. The VMware 3V0-24.25 exam questions provide everything you need to succeed.